People are always on the lookout for the best methods to save money. The issue is that they are constantly addressed with the advice of, save money. This advice will not resolve your issue on its own. Temptation is too strong, and societal pressure makes it difficult to resist temptation. Combine this with low-quality web recommendations such as collect coupons or keep an eye out for mispriced things, and you have the ideal recipe for a life of empty wallets. These sorts of suggestions have two drawbacks. They are both too tiny and impractical for regular use. Nobody likes to keep an eye on the cash register and double-check every transaction. The likelihood of one being incorrect is likewise quite remote. Furthermore, even if one is incorrect, you will save no more than $1. The ideas outlined in this article are applicable in the real world and are instantly implementable. The following 6 recommendations were discovered by millionaires and billionaires around the globe as they began their travels. These are strategies that will not only save you money in the short term, but will also build your wealth over time. 1. Take care of yourself first. This may seem self-evident, but how many individuals conclude the month with money still in their account? The majority of individuals have a monthly budget method in which they spend their money and then save the remainder. The issue is that there is never anything left, or at the very least nothing substantial enough to produce wealth. Each person, regardless of their wage, should set aside 10% of their monthly earnings for themselves. That 10% should be saved and compounded over time. How can you expect to save money if you are not receiving every penny? We may get compensated, but no one compensates himself. Consider how much of your monthly salary is genuinely yours. After living expenses, clothes, and entertainment, you have not paid a single cent/penny into your own back pocket. Your whole financial situation is now in the hands of those who sold you something. The typical individual makes more than $1 million in their lifetime. They do not become millionaires since they are just transitory millionaires. A transitory millionaire is someone who comes close to $1 million, but never simultaneously. The majority of individuals get paid and immediately spend, they then repeat. 2. Check on expenditures. The majority of individuals will assert that they had far more money when they were younger than they have today. However, has anybody ever sat down and questioned why? Throughout your life, you're certain to acquire a variety of different types of expenses for a variety of different reasons. These expenses will always be little and infrequent throughout your youth. Mostly because you haven't had much time to spend your money so far. As individuals go through life, they take on more obligations, upgrade earlier plans, and want more. This is considered to be typical human behavior. Conducting a basic expense check, on the other hand, enables anybody to eliminate once necessary payments that are now superfluous. The majority of individuals are paying for items they no longer need or are unaware they are paying for. These payments include insurance premiums, antivirus software, lapsed gym memberships, phone contracts that no longer match their lifestyle, and other unnecessary expenses. I propose that you get your prior month's bank statement and do an in-depth spending review. This will allow you to track the whereabouts of all of your money. For the majority of individuals, they discover that large sums of money are being squandered without gaining anything in return. When you eliminate monthly expenses such as Netflix, dating website subscriptions, and other high-cost services, you'll be astonished at how much additional money you have each month. 3. The impact of hot weather. The hot weather impact examines how money is saved in nations with hot climates. In a warmer environment, activities such as going on the beach, sunbathing, swimming in the water, wandering about with a spouse, or just lounging around with a group of friends are possible. What do these occurrences have in common? They are completely free. It's free to gather some buddies and spend the day at the beach. Even without spending any money, you may still have a good time. These activities are just not feasible in a colder environment. Apart from that, you'd have to spend money on winter clothes just to get out. It costs money to produce entertainment in a colder environment. This involves going to the movies, purchasing different technological equipment, and participating in other expensive trips. We are not suggesting that you relocate to a warmer area in order to save money. Rather, we are suggesting that you switch up your hobbies and interests. If you're spending thousands of dollars each year to numb your boredom, it's time to make a change in your lifestyle. Going to the movies, shopping, or purchasing a video gaming system to enjoy yourself is a certain method to deplete your finances. Rather than that, seek low-cost hobbies and interests. While not everyone can travel to the beach, consider how much more affordable life would be if you had a comparable alternative. 4. Planned expenditure. Money management should have been taught in school. Nonetheless, None of us learned this lesson, and the likelihood is that neither will your children. By segmenting your income, you may maintain a healthy financial balance while still having enough for the things that are really important in life. The usual structure, which billionaire T. Harv Eker vigorously supports, is as follows. 50% of your monthly income, living expenses. 10% of your monthly earnings, education. 10% of your monthly earnings, investment. 10% of your monthly income, charitable contributions. 10% of your monthly earnings, savings fund. 10% of your monthly income, recreation/entertainment. If you plan your monthly income in this manner, you're certain to save far more, with the additional benefit of worthy expenses, such as 10% for school. Rather than focusing only on enjoyment and amusement, as the majority of people are content to do. 5. Alternate applications. Alternative use examines the potential of substituting a less expensive alternative for a procedure that produces the same outcome. For instance, consider canceling a $60 monthly gym membership in favor of body weight training, swimming, cycling, and jogging. Apart from a bicycle, no further equipment is required for various types of exercise. This saves you $60 a month while getting the same outcome. As an extra plus, changing your workout techniques is an excellent way to shock the body. Alternative utilization essentially boils down to resourcefulness. If something is too expensive to accomplish, look for less expensive alternatives that provide the same outcomes. For the past 200 years or more, people in third world nations have used this method. Oftentimes, the most cost-effective method of saving is via ingenuity. 6. Each purchase must have a rationale. Everything you acquire, from food to habits, must have a purpose, otherwise, what's the point? It's just a waste of money that might have been put to considerably better use elsewhere in your life. This is almost certainly the most prevalent reason why the majority of people's wallets are so thin at the end of the month. Let us begin with food. If you purchase cakes, cookies, and chocolate on a regular basis, how can this sort of spending be justified? These three foods are nutritionally worthless, therefore you're squandering money on fat, sugar, and empty calories. An apple purchase would be justified. This item would compensate you in terms of health and energy, so the apple has a function. Numerous harmful behaviors also deplete one's monetary account. Smoking and excessive alcohol use serve no purpose. Both wreak havoc on your essential organs and degrade your health. If you're serious about saving money, you must acknowledge the hollow nature of poor habit purchases. They serve no function. If you're going to make it to the end of the month with nothing left in your bank account, make sure you have something to show for it apart from bad health and a smoker's cough. Do you believe that devoting your whole income to school will leave you feeling depressed at the end of the month? No, since greater information and abilities would make you wiser. This may then be used to earn further money. Be prudent, ensure that each objective serves a function.